Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. As promised in the daily financial news, I'm bringing back a returning guest and a friend of the channel, and actually a good friend of mine, Mr. Stratton Brown. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Mike.
I appreciate our conversations, both the ones we have in private, like we did yesterday, and the ones we do here on the channel. I freely admit I am not an entrepreneur. It's not how I was wired. I was raised to be an employee. I probably have evolved into a decent investor, but I still don't have it. And you are, I think, a naturally born entrepreneur. You change my mindset. You help me think different, think bigger, frankly. So I want to talk about Stratton Brown 2021. What'd you learn? What'd you do? How was it? You know, let's think back. 360, I don't know, 4 days have passed. How was 2021 for you?
2021 was a massive learning experience, right? I feel like every year is, if you truly reflect. It was exciting, dude. I mean, we built a pretty big company, built another company that is rolling too, and then we got another one on the way.
So let me rewind the clock. It's January 1st or December 31st, 2020. What did you have rolling? Did you have that first company kind of in its infancy, or what did you roll?
Yeah, in its infancy.
So infancy, for folks that know, what, 2-3 employees, maybe, I don't know, 100 grand, 50 grand in income, something tiny, right?
I think it done like $300,000 or $400,000 in income.
Okay.
Like
right. So that's top line.
Yeah, like top line.
All right. So let's call it 300 grand. Okay. So we roll into the year. It's a company, right? You're 300 grand in top line revenues. That's not zero. However, as we exit the year, I'm guessing you've, I don't know, 5x, 10x that.
We'll do over 7 figures this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll finish out the year doing over 7 figures.
So top line's up 3-4x. How many employees? What was the growth on the employee front?
Quite a bit, like close to 150, I believe.
People.
Yeah, like on staff.
And you started the year with 20?
Like 30.
Okay.
Like 30-ish. And we went through some massive
hiring
growth. Yeah, massive hiring.
So again, right, we're just doing this here. So the first thing I'm guessing is you probably went from a company where Stratton Brown could theoretically do everything to, you know what, I've got to hire, I've got to put in structure, I got to put in processes, I got to turn this over to someone else. I mean, that's a lot of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say that main company took up the majority of my time, and it really forced me to develop as an actual leader, business owner at this point, like somewhat investor. And then luckily, we have my partner who's a lot more systems oriented, and then I handle a lot more of the leadership stuff, and then putting the right people in place, hiring. Like at this point, I do work in this, but it's completely different. But I mean, we have different departments.
Sure.
We handle most of our shit where I don't know most of the time what's going on.
Right. Yeah. That's amazing. So again, you're exiting this year, and as you look into next year, so the next 365 days, is it fair to say that you think it will take less of your time, but will continue its impressive growth? Is that what you're planning for?
That's what I'm planning for.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. So that's cool. Again, things I've never done. I've never done it. What you've just laid out there. I've never done, never even fathomed. I don't want employees, right? It's just amazing to watch you from afar. So let's talk about this second company. You launched another company that did not exist at all 12 months ago. Yeah.
I don't even know when I launched it.
But I mean, it wasn't even an idea, right? It was like,
no,
it started, it was birthed this year, and now we're exiting, and it will be a pretty big part of your next year.
I think so. Yeah. And that one I think is a lot more scalable. It'll be less employees, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's the Clockwork company that handles a lot of different of our friends' social media and everything else.
Yeah, I'm sending you a check every month. I love what you guys are doing, so thank you for that. Shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Clockwork team.
But so overall, the Call Magicians company showed me how to build and hire and delegate at a high level. So the Clockwork stuff, to get it to where it's at, was pretty easy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if easy is the right word. You didn't have to learn the same mistakes.
Yeah, like I didn't have to go learn all of that other stuff. Like, all the details and stuff, and figure out all the intricate kinks.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, of course.
But it's a lot less of a heavy lift.
Yeah.
Per se.
It's easier to start the second company when you've already started one. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, now it's like, okay, well, I know how to do X.
Right.
Why don't I just go do X again?
Yeah, I like it.
And
It's
that
kind of a
makes it a
robot.
lot easier.
Wow. And is it also fair to say that at least I see you evolving? I don't know. 'Cause sometimes when you're in it, you can't really see it, but you're far more an executive now, kind of orchestrating things versus maybe more hands-on kind of first line manager a year
Yeah.
ago. Is
Yeah,
that fair?
that's I'd say is the biggest change. Like I don't at this point I let everyone in the company do their job. I talk to our COO and I talk to our department heads in the different companies.
Yeah, you're empowering them.
Yeah, but my job is to empower them and really just drive growth
Mhm.
than really anything else. Like I need to know rudimentary what's going on and all the facets of the companies, right? But my
Mhm.
job is really just to drive growth and make sure everybody's
Yeah.
happy, they can reach their goals.
Cool. The other thing that I've witnessed, and again, if any of this is wrong, just correct me. But the other thing I've seen you do the last year is you've gone from maybe a casual observance or observation of crypto to actually now picking your favorites and actually investing in them. Is that a fair this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah. I think crypto is what real estate used to be. As far
Ooh,
as like online money, like we were talking about yesterday, and crypto, e-commerce and cryptocurrency, where real estate was like 30 years ago, to where you could get into it and you can make a lot of money really fast.
okay.
That is, I mean, with cryptocurrency, you can make obscene amounts of money in a second.
Yeah.
All it has to, like the dude who did Shiba bought it at 0.00000001, put in $1,800 and it turned into $1 billion. No other financial instrument has ever done that before.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere there was somebody that put 9 grand into Shiba and it created $5 billion. It's the greatest single trade ever.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Crazy.
Where you can do that in real estate. Odds are it's very, I mean,
You know,
yeah,
no, you're not
that,
going to put 9 grand and become a billionaire in real estate. Not going to happen. No,
right?
not going to
It's
happen.
so that is really cool, and the e-commerce side is really cool. But I think cryptocurrency is just an overall
Yeah.
creator of wealth is somewhat what real estate.
So again, you think it's a creator of wealth, not a store of wealth. Those are very different things.
I think it's both.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
think it's both. I mean, all wealth is how much is someone going to pay you for it. If for some reason everybody decided to start living in tents, houses would be worthless.
No,
Right.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody says Bitcoin is worth $100,000 and someone give me $100,000 and it's liquid,
yeah.
that's wealth.
Okay. All right. All right. The other thing that I've seen you do this year is you've kind of focused on your area of real estate, which I'll call storage units. I don't know if that's fair or not. That's something you've definitely dove in a lot with your significant other.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we get this one locked up. I was talking to the guy this morning. I'm flying out to Dallas tomorrow to go look at it. Yeah, storage I'd say would be like my long-term.
Yeah, that's
when we buy real estate, that's what it would be. I'm not a single family guy like you are.
Yeah.
If I bought them at scale, yes, but it's just not something I want to do.
Yeah, I got you. Very, very cool. What else have you kind of put together in 2021? Because it's been a tumultuous year for lots of people. Would you call it? I don't know what you want to call it on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being horrible, 10 being great. What was it for you?
I mean, it was a solid 6. I don't know if any year will ever be like a 10, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, because I feel like there's always areas that we could improve, things that we could do better.
All right. Well, let's ask that
Better
question.
ways we
What
can
what did Strat? Because I think you're amazing. I think you did a crazy amount of stuff I've never even dreamed of or even frankly thought of. What's an area that you look back going, should have done that different?
That's something I should have done different. I would have done TikTok earlier.
Okay. Content creation.
Yeah, I would have done TikTok a lot earlier. I would have started running ads for Call Magicians a lot earlier.
Like on Facebook or IG? Or...
Yeah, IG, Facebook, TikTok. I honestly would have started focusing on I think the number one thing I lacked on is I should have started working on my brand heavily at the beginning of the year. I should have started working on my brand like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the number one thing.
Yeah, I see. And when you say brand, is your brand Stratton Brown? Is it Call Magician? When you say brand, what is it?
Like Stratton Brown, like me on Instagram, me on social. That brand, like me going and engaging, like speaking publicly, all of that I should have really, really heavily engaged with last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because that is it's the easiest way to make money. Like when we talked about online money, if I control all the eyeballs that look at me, I mean, we grew Magicians with only my personal brand.
Wow.
Went
That's
to a
amazing.
7-figure company. So if my personal brand would have been 4 times the size,
Yeah.
how much bigger could I have grown it?
Yeah. I gotcha. Very, very cool. This has been a lot of fun, folks. What we'll do in video number 2 is we will talk to Stratton Brown about what he's doing in 2022. Stratton, where do you want people to find you? How do you want them to follow you?
Go follow me on Instagram at StratDaddy. Go join our free Facebook group, Free Agent REI, and look me up on Facebook, Stratton Brown, Strat Brown.
Very cool, man. Thanks again.